Happy to be joined by Michael Venom Page. He's going to be moving up to middleweight, taking on Shara Bullett, UFC Saudi Arabia, February 1st. It is next Saturday. MVP, how are you, sir?
Can't complain, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come.
Yes, and you got a fight, which is great. I know that's part of the reason why you're moving up. I know it was tough getting fights. Was it a case of not getting opponents, or was this just such a good opportunity to fight an undefeated guy that you're like, I got to take this fight?
Well, just to be fair, it was just a bit opportunistic. Simply, I heard Shara calling out my boy Izzy, and I thought, let me just intercept. Wasn't sure anything was gonna come of it, but I threw it out to the universe anyway. And then I got a call back from the UFC saying if I was really interested in this fight, and we know where we've landed here.
So it's kind of just worked out great with it all coming together. And again, I know your last fight was a little while ago. I know you had the grappling match. Was it hard getting a fight, or was it just a matter of, hey, you wanted some time off?
Yeah, to be fair, I just wanted a little bit of time off. There's always going to be fights to be made, especially in UFC, which is why it's such a great organization. Like, fights are happening all the time. If people didn't want to fight, you're gonna have to fight anyway, and that's what I love about it. But yeah, for me, I just wanted a little bit of time off just to focus on the grappling. In which I did the Polaris. Thought that was great. Had a good time doing it, and then, like I said, this opportunity came, kind of landed in front of me, so I just took it.
Obviously, your last fight was against Ian Garry. I know there was sort of a lot going into that, and it was a very close fight. I know after the fight there were some things said. Is there still bad blood between you two, or are you kind of past that at this point?
Nah, no bad blood at all. There wasn't really bad blood in the first place. Like I said, he's kind of created this certain character of himself, which can rub people up the wrong way. But I think he does it intentionally, obviously, to try and, push his name out there. But I don't really have anything against him. I think he's a talented fighter. Maybe we cross paths again in the future.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because remember he said the thing about you had spies in the camp and all this different stuff. Like, I know on your end, you seem fine, but going in, it seemed like he had some issues. So it seems like you're kind of past that though, right?
Yeah, no, again, it's just whatever he decides to, that kind of more sounds like it's more that he feels he might feel a way about something. If that's the case, then they say, it's up to him. But for me, I genuinely don't care. We're not fighting at the moment until we're fighting again. I got nothing really bad to say.
Yeah, no, for sure. Understandable there. What did you think of his fight against Shavkat Rakhmonov? I think going in, a lot of people expected Shavkat to, win that fight comfortably, but it was close. And, it ended up being a little bit closer for comfort. What did you make of Shavkat's performance in that fight?
I think both of them didn't perform at their best. I think Ian started way too cagey, way too slow. Because one thing that was really effective for him is he had some really good low kicks and stamps to the leg of Shavkat, but he only started using it, I'd say from the second round, third round, like late second round, third round. So he didn't really kind of use what was effective. I think both of them were a lot more cagey, but I believe it's potentially because they know, or they knew, and they've trained together before, so they kind of have an understanding of where the other person may be dangerous. So they were a lot more cagey than they would in other fights when you're a bit more unfamiliar. You can kind of just let go. So yeah, neither one of them performed at their best. I think there was talks of Shavkat having an injury, which would kind of make sense in terms of how we've seen him perform before. But still, still an entertaining fight to watch. But like I said, I don't think either one of them were great. Ian Garry's cage defense was exceptional, and how he got up from a lot of sticky situations, and then obviously he was able to take back with a little late mistake in the last round. But yeah, just wasn't enough to do anything.
Let's talk about Shara Bullett, undefeated, really good striker. Is this just two strikers going at it, or do you look at this a little bit differently in terms of the matchup?
Nah, I think it's two strikers. How I'd like to see it is two strikers going at it. Like I said, I've been wrong many times, including against Ian Garry, where again you'd think that somebody when they're talented at striking to that level, that they would, they would just stay at that in that realm. But yeah, I think Shara will do so, maybe something similar if things are not going his way, or when things don't go his way, and I'm in there and I'm frustrated, I'm confusing, I'm landing shots, he's missing shots. He may decide to go a different route, but also because he's an undefeated fighter, he may be a little bit more stubborn about not wanting to take a different route and kind of having that belief in himself. So we'll see, but either way, it's going to be an exciting fight.
What do you make of people who say that he's going to be too big for you? Because I looked at the height and reach. I think you guys are pretty much the same size. Have you heard that narrative going into the fight? I think that's a little interesting.
I guess I just haven't been reading too much, but people forget that I'm a big welterweight.
Yeah.
So and he's not the biggest of middleweights, which is why again it just made for a good fight, because like when I was calling him out for that fight, I was fighting technically middleweight in a grappling competition. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it just made sense. And again, if you look at the rehydration weights that he's had in the past, he never really puts that much weight back on. Like I said, he's not a big middleweight. And again, in reverse, I can be quite a big welterweight. So yeah, I think we're roughly going to be about the same weight on the day.
Tell me a bit about camp. Who've been some of your main training partners helping you get ready for this one?
Yeah, we brought quite a few people in. It's been very good, to be fair. But camps are always annoying. Like, it's never the same. For example, there's just been like loads of flus going around in the UK. So unfortunately I caught a bit of a flu, a few weeks back. But the thing is, because we're so close to the fight, you have to train through it. So I'm literally on the machine, coughing my guts up, jumping back on the machine, doing rounds. Obviously niggles, injuries here and there all the time. It's been a bit of a annoying one in that respect, but at the same time I feel exceptional. I've still been putting in the work necessary. My coach is putting me through the work that's necessary to still get the results that I want. And I think it's all coming together. All the little niggles and stuff are slowly easing off. Cold is gone. So I'm right where I need to be. But it was it was a very challenging camp, but still an enjoyable one. I've still learnt loads, and like I said, still excited and looking forward to this fight.
Well, it sounds like you're good now. You haven't coughed once in this interview, so I'm assuming the flu's over, or are you still dealing with it?
No, it's basically gone now. There's a little tickle here and there, but in all honesty, I'm doing all my fitness stuff. Is where it was kind of affecting me before on my sparring rounds, and no issues. So yeah, no, there's it's just like I said, each camp is different, just because different things can happen, and then you're having to train around those things. It's just part and parcel of this game, which is the stuff that people don't normally see. But yeah, it does make it a lot more challenging.
When are you heading over to Saudi Arabia? And just to give people an idea, how long's the travel time for you?
So I actually haven't checked, to be fair. I don't think it's too long. It's about 7 hours, 6-7 hours to fly over there, so it's not too bad. And then I fly on Monday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
There's just a week off. So again, it's not too much of a journey that it meant that I would need to be there any longer than just a week off. So yeah, I prefer to, if I can train as long as I can with what I'm familiar with, then I'll do that.
I don't think this fight's hitting the scorecards. How do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, it's an explosive fight. We're both going to be up there, trying to kill each other, throwing all our best kicks and our best punches. But like I said, I'm a very difficult fighter to read. I'm a very difficult fighter to land on, clean. I'm a very difficult fighter to work out, and obviously even train against. So I think he's going to be very, very frustrated, but like I said, very sure of himself that something will come. But in that time, I'm looking to cause a lot of damage before he even gets a chance to figure anything out. And hopefully one of those shots, because I'm obviously bigger, I am feeling like I'm hitting that a little bit heavier as well. So hopefully that makes him go to sleep a little bit early.
Mentioned your friendship with Israel Adesanya. He's obviously in the main event. It's kind of cool you guys get to share this card together. How do you think that fight with Imavov plays out? Because obviously Izzy, I thought, looked fairly good in that fight with DDP. It was just a matter of him getting taken down. Do you think Imavov's got his hands full? What do you think of the main event?
Oh, you don't. Anybody's got their hands full with Izzy. And I think in that last fight, it was due to the takedown, but I actually going to do one little bit further. I think his fitness was a little bit off in that time as well, which is what allowed him to get taken down so comfortably in that time, and then also not be able to defend as quickly as he would. He was a little bit fatigued, but from what I've been hearing, obviously I get to speak to him and the guys in the camp. They've shuffled a few things around, and which I love because it shows how motivated he still is. Somebody that's done and achieved as much as he is. Some people can just get lax and get relaxed, especially when they've lost the belt. But he's like, nope, still trying to figure out ways to improve himself, shows his motivation. So yeah, Izzy's gonna do what he does best, put on an amazing show, get a beautiful KO win, and then move on to the next and get back to that top, get back to that belt.
What about the middleweight title fight the week after? DDP, Sean Strickland. Who do you see taking that?
Again, I feel middleweight's in a similar place to actually the welterweight division at the moment, where things can move quite easy. Strickland is a very awkward fighter because he just walks forward. He's happy to kind of take a shot, and he's hard to hit. Similar to myself, but in a very different way because of his Philly shell style, which you don't really see in MMA. It's very hard to kind of land something clean, but at the same time, he's very good at wrestling. It's going to be very hard to take him down and keep him down. So again, it's a great fight to watch. So I think that it may even move hands again, but for some reason, because it's weird. Like when I look at DDP, I've never looked at him and thought anything special of him, but he always seems to just win. One thing he just knows how to do is scrape out the win, regardless of how he performs. Because I've seen him do some technically really bad things during the fight. But still, like I said, he just knows he's just a tough guy. He just knows how to grind out the result. So again, you can never put him down. But yeah, I feel like the middleweight division is wide open for everybody.
I think DDP is the favorite going into the fight. Do you think that's the right call there, or do you think Strickland should be favored? Because some people felt like he won the last fight.
Yeah, of course it was a exceptionally close last fight. But the fact is, DDP's the champion. You know, he's beaten Izzy in the last one as well. You have to rate him for that. Regardless of how close the fights are, he's the one that keeps getting the result in the end. So I understand why you would peg him as the favorite.
What matchups at 170 interest you? I know right now, obviously, you're at 85. This is sort of just a one-off, but do you look at anyone in the division and go, hey, that would be a really fun fight if we ever get to fight at some point?
Yeah, I've been saying it for a little while now, but I think me and Leon Edwards would be a great fight, but specifically in the UK.
Okay, there we go. Does he beat JDM, do you think, when they fight in London?
It's a difficult one. I do favor him, but it's not by much. It's difficult. JDM, man, he just scrambly, but very in terms of the grappling side, but very just composed in the striking side. It's just a difficult person for anybody to fight. So, but if somebody was to beat him, I definitely could see it being Leon, but it's a difficult fight.
MVP, thanks so much for doing this. We're looking forward to the fight February 1st. Anything you got to say? I'll give you the last word.
Just tune in, man. Keep supporting. Keep watching your boy, and I'm definitely, this one is going to be an explosive one. So don't blink.